Good morning, students. Today we will revise our English reader, and first of all, we will revise chapter first, the best Christmas present in the world. Dear students, this is the story written by Michael Morpurgo. Students, this is the story of Jim McPherson, who was the officer of British Army, and in this story he has written a letter to his wife Connie McPherson, and he has shared his experiences to his wife he had with German soldiers on the Christmas morning. Students, nobody wants war. Soldiers are also human beings. They do not want war, fighting. So through this chapter, the writer has tried to tell us that we should resolve the misunderstanding by other sources. We should try to find out the sources and solution to solve the differences between two parties, between two armies, and between two persons. Let's see the main characters in this story. Jim McPherson, the officer of British Army; Connie McPherson, wife of Jim McPherson; Hans Wolf, the officer of German Army; Fritz is a name for a German soldier, and Tommy, it is a name for a British soldier. Students, in this story, the writer Michael Morpurgo has told us that he wanted to buy a roll-top desk, but it was very expensive, so he bought a roll-top desk from a junk shop, and in that roll-top desk, in the drawer of roll-top desk, he found a letter. It was the letter of Jim McPherson, and he had written this letter to his wife Connie McPherson. In this letter, he had written about the experiences with the German armies, with the German soldiers he had experienced, and he told through the letter that how both the armies celebrated Christmas, how they shared their sauces, rum, snaps, how they were happy at night, how they sang carol songs. They played football match also. When they were parting, at that time, when they were returning to their trenches, at that time they hoped that the war would be end immediately. When the author read the letter, then he wanted to find out the address where the wife of Jim McPherson was living. He tried, and at last he reached there. He found that the wife of Jim McPherson, means Connie McPherson, was sitting in a wheelchair. He went there and he said that it was the letter for her he found in a roll-top desk. Connie McPherson was waiting for her husband because Jim McPherson had promised her to return, to come back on Christmas. She thought that it was her husband, Jim McPherson, means the writer was there, but Connie McPherson thought that it was the husband of Connie McPherson, it was her husband, so she became very happy. She said that he should read the letter for her. She also told that she had prepared the Christmas cake for him, and she considered the writer as her husband, and she told that he was the best Christmas present for her. Students, I have taught you the story in details. Just revise each and every word, because your question will be asked from not from the exercise. The question will be from your book, from inside the book. So you have to revise very carefully, and thus this chapter is completed. Students, now see chapter 2nd, tsunami. Sorry, the tsunami. I have written tsunami. Here is the tsunami. Students, these are the short but real incidents of many people from Andaman and Nicobar Islands and from Thailand. The tsunami hit on 26th December 2004, and after that how they showed their courage. So first of all, see the characters in this story. Ignatius, the manager of a cooperative society. Sanjeev, a policeman. Meghna, 13 years old girl. Alma Javed, 10 years old girl. Tilly Smith, a British schoolgirl. Okay, these are the characters in this story. Now let's see the summary in brief. Ignatius, who was the manager of a cooperative society, when he got aware of tsunami, he rushed out of his house, but he lost his 2 kids and his wife. Sanjeev, he was a policeman. He was able to save his wife and his baby daughter, but when he was trying to rescue his cook's wife, at that time he was swept away. 13 years old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people, but walked safely on the seashore after 2 days. Alma Javed, a 10-year-old girl, still a 10-year-old girl. She, along with her father and mother, had gone to celebrate Christmas, and when the tremors came, they rushed to a safe place, but all the family members were rushed away. Only Alma Javed was saved by a log of wood. Okay, now just see about the Tilly Smith. Tilly Smith was a British schoolgirl whose age was 10 years old. She saved her family and many other persons from the deadly tsunami. She was on the beach of Thailand with her family, and her family was celebrating Christmas. She saw the waves rising, forming bubbles and whirlpools. She remembered her geography class video, which she had studied, and she had seen the video on tsunami also. Thus, she was able to think that it was tsunami, and she was also able to save her family members and many other tourists also who were present there. Okay, students, in this story it has been told that Animals have more power to sense than human beings. Animals have more power to sense the danger than the human beings because of the earth vibration, and that's why when the tsunami hit at that time, not many animals were dead. At that time 1,50,000 people were killed, but not many animals. Okay, one incident is mentioned here that Yala National Park has Patanangala Beach, and which is a home of variety of animals, and there 60 visitors were washed away, but no animals except 2 water buffaloes were killed. Means animals have more acute hearing power to sense the danger, and they are able to sense the earth vibration and approaching the danger. Okay, so this is your chapter 2nd. Just revise it properly. Students, now see chapter 3, the glimpses of the past. In this story, it has been explained that how British army, how the Britishers increased their power in India. The British East India Company was enlarging its power in 18th century by its superior vision, and the Indian princes were very short-sighted. Okay, they were not foresighted, they were short-sighted. The Britishers tried to abolish the custom of Indians by preaching the idea of untouchability and child marriage. Anyhow, the British merchants started to take heavy taxes, and they forced the Indian farmers to abandon their fields. Among them, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, who was from Bengal, he understood that what was the wrong with his countrymen, and he told his wife Uma that the cows are of different color, but the color of their milk is the same. In the same way, we have the different opinions, but the essence of our every religion is the same. Okay, after that he crossed the sea and went to England, but the Britishers continued to oppress Indians. In 1818 they passed a regulation, and under that regulation an Indian could be sent to jail without trial in a court. Because of this rule, many freedom fighters, many persons became very angry, and there was too much dissatisfaction among all the persons of India. At that time, Lord Macaulay, he advocated to change the education system in India. Taxes continued to destroy the Indian farmers. Britishers put heavy taxes on Indian farmers. There were many reasons for the revolution. The white soldiers were given a huge pay and mansions to live in, but The Indian soldiers were given a small salary and very slow promotions. So there was a revolt, and it started at Meerut. Many landlords lost their lands because of British policy. After that, Tatya Tope, Kuwar Singh, and many other freedom fighters, they became aware, and after that they tried to create awareness among the Indians that if they would not be united, then the Britishers would capture all its territories. One story is also given. 80 years old Kuwar Singh of Bihar, he received a bullet in his wrist, and at that time he cut his wrist and he offered it to Mother Ganga. So thus the war of independence, the revolution of independence started. Okay, dear students, it was the brief summary of this chapter. You all have to read and revise in details in each and every word. You have to know the meaning of each and every word. So revise all the chapters very carefully and prepare for your half-yearly exam. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.